Same-sex marriage in Massachusetts began on May 17, 2004 as a result of the Massachusetts Supreme Judicial Court ruling in Goodrich v. Department of Public Health that it was unconstitutional under the Massachusetts Constitution to allow only opposite-sex couples to marry. It was the first U.S. state to issue marriage licenses to same-sex couples. This was a huge change for the world because the fight for gay marriage after such a long period of time was finally accepted. Some people decided to encourage this effort while others fought against it. Massachusetts prohibited discrimination based on sexual orientation and credit, public and private employment, union practices, housing, and public accommodations. Most social conservatives and others who oppose same-sex marriage argue that marriage between a man and woman is the only healthy society because it leads to stable families and ultimately to children who grow up to be productive adults. People's views were not the same over this issue, causing many disputes. Based on the trend of events on this theme, it is possible as time continues, gay marriage may become more accepted and will be allowed all around the world. The Matthew Shepard Act. Matthew Shepard was one to understand how people may have different opinions and outlooks. His death was caused by social pressures of Wyoming's community as one. In Wyoming, people did not believe in being gay. If you were to act or talk gay, you were automatically harassed. People in that town did not speak of it. Only words that they would say was, "It was wrong and I do not support it." Matthew's two killers thought what they did was right, because basically most people thought it was okay because of their hatred of someone not being straight. They were never even charged with a hate crime. On the other hand, many people were on Matthew's side. A lot of people supported him, and because of his spirit and tragic death, it had brought people together. The people in the United States were finally starting to realize that this is not right, and they were all aboard of Matthew Shepard's act. The Matthew Shepard Act had been legalized on October 22, 2009. What it did was it removed the precedent that the victim be engaging in a federally protected activity like voting or going to school. It had also gave federal authorities greater ability to engage in hate crimes investigations that local authorities chose not to pursue. It had also provided $5 million per year in funding for fiscal years through 2010 and 2012 to help state and local agencies pay for investigating and prosecuting hate crimes. It had required the Federal Bureau of Investigation to track statistics on hate crimes based on gender and gender identity. I feel as this keeps growing, more Americans will be looking at this act and liking it more because everyone deserves to have fair rights. Don't Ask, Don't Tell repealed as Obama signs landmark law. The social pressure of the nation had pressured the government. The gay and lesbian community poured their heart and soul into pressuring the government. Finally, the government decided on allowing all people in the LBG community to have the same rights and now allowing them not to be able to live a lie anymore. What the act allows is gay people to serve openly for the first time in the American Armed Forces. Fulfilling a campaign pledge, Obama said he was proud to sign a law that will strengthen our national security and uphold the ideals that our fighting men and women risk their lives to defend. This has impacted the United States hugely and will continue to impact it. Of course, it has started some controversy, but many people back the president up, and there's a huge LBG community that backs him up also. I feel the future has a lot more in store for this, but it will also get continually better. Defense of Marriage Act, in conjunction with other acts, had prevented same-sex married couples from being recognized as spouses for purposes of federal laws, effectively barring them from receiving federal marriage benefits. This outraged the gay community, causing many efforts to fight against it. The Defense of Marriage Act passed both houses of Congress by large veto-proof majorities and was signed into law by President Bill Clinton in September 1996. Many were outraged and felt passing the Defense of Marriage Act demands those who are in a lawful same-sex marriage. The federal government cannot discriminate, and those who have valid same-sex should be entitled to insurance benefits for government employees, Social Security survivor benefits, immigration, bankruptcy, and the filing of joint tax returns, as well as excluding same-sex spouses from the scope of laws protecting families of federal officers. Some members of Congress were worried that if same-sex couples won the right to marry in Hawaii, the federal government and other states might have to start honoring those marriages. They passed the Defense of Marriage Act in an effort to prevent that. Many say that the Defense of Marriage Act was a violation of the Fifth Amendment. The Supreme Court also ruled that those upholding the ban, known as Proposition 8 in California, didn't have legal standing and could not bring the issue to court, allowing same-sex marriage to continue in the state. President Obama has praised the Supreme Court today in their decision, saying that the Defense of Marriage Act was discrimination enshrined in law and called the ruling a victory for couples who have long fought for equal treatment under the law. Based on the trend of events on this theme, people may continue to fight whether or not the Defense of Marriage Act is right or wrong, but being able to keep moving forward into an age where this won't even be an issue anymore.